Hey guys, welcome back to Nico Brothers. So on this flood series special, we are actually doing the engine swap. This is the one that got the better of us, locked up motor, but hey, you know.
I mean, it spins over, Michael.
It spins over, but there's definitely some problems inside. If you remember before, that rod just, I mean, that's crazy, basically blown up. But we were able to pick one up. We have one right here. The local shop was actually selling it. We picked it up for $1,000. I think it's a really good deal because he said it had like 20,000 miles on it, so it's basically brand new. I think it's gonna be honestly an upgrade for this guy because it had like 50,000, so we're less miles.
I think the van has like 80,000 on it.
80, wow, so then this is definitely an upgrade for it. We hope there's no other issues, but we'll never know until we start driving it, so we gotta put it together. But the game plan is basically, we're gonna take the struts off with the subframe, everything, control arms, engine, transmission, and just drop it down.
And transfer case, it is four-wheel drive.
Wow, that thing's pretty nice. But honestly, yeah, everything's just gonna go down, van's gonna go up, we're gonna lift it up and just leave that down, slide it over, replace the wire harness with the other wire harness.
I mean, it sounds like a lot of work.
I mean, hopefully it's not too bad. I heard it's really complicated, and some people say it's not that complicated, so we're about to find out. I mean, honestly, it's gonna be a journey, but you know, learning by doing, so we'll get it done, swap it over. Let's go right to it.
Alright guys, so just like that, we got the whole suspension, took it apart. So we're gonna leave the strut hanging up here with the caliper, so we don't have to mess with the brake lines or the brake fluid. But we got the axle still, the lower control arm, everything detached, so it's ready to drop with the subframe. I also unhooked the exhaust, the drive shaft, the shift linkage, the gas line, the electrical, the heater hoses. We drained the coolant and the AC. So this thing is pretty much ready to be dropped with the subframe. So we're gonna put 4 jack stands, and then we're gonna unscrew it, lift up the body, and the engine should sit on the floor. So let's get to it.
Okay, so before we just drop this whole subframe engine onto the ground, it's gonna be kind of hard to work on it right there. So we wanna be able to slide it out or move it or something like that. So we went to Harbor Freight and got ourselves a new tool. All right, check that out. You got a hydraulic table cart. Let's see how much that thing could hold. Check it out, see if it's cool. I mean, I don't know. Maybe make our life easier, moving things around, gotta help the engine wire harness and stuff. So, I don't know. Check it out, see if we like it. Hopefully make the job go faster. Let's go ahead and get it done. Nice. Can I come down slowly?
That's good.
This thing's pretty sweet. Yeah. That would have been a pain in the butt. Without this, for sure.
Easy with that push.
And just like that, there we go. Engine is out. There's my new engine. There's my old engine with everything else. It was going pretty smoothly except for that last bushing in the back over there. Look at that thing. Did not want to come off. I guess it just seized up on there for the subframe. That's gonna be fun to replace that, but overall,
Get it out. Get it done.
moving forward. Cart definitely helped. We were able to go up and down, wiggle it out. I guess it just got rusty in there, that little piece, but. All right, next step would basically take the cats off so I can get to the wire harness and get that off and just keep moving forward. All right, guys, I'm really happy that the torque converter is unbolted. I have all 6 bolts here. I was really worried because I was spinning the engine over, but remember, this engine doesn't really spin that well, and you could tell this rod's already sticking out there and it pried against it. I mean, I had pieces coming apart, coming out of there when I was spinning it. That would have been a nightmare if I couldn't spin the engine, but I got it to spin, got all those 6 unbolted. Now I'm ready to unbolt the transmission from the engine. There it is, getting a little later in the day, but we finally got the engine separated from the transmission. Basically, there's just one bolt hidden behind the bracket that we were kind of fighting. We're wondering what's going on, but all we have to do now is slide this out of the way, get the new engine, slide it right back in there. So we have the transmission kind of lifted up right now on the subframe, ready to receive the new engine. It's a plan. Hopefully everything goes to plan.
It looks good.
Yeah.
And we got the transmission strapped down, so it's actually in one spot. It's going to be good. So, progress, Michael.
All right.
Alright guys, so we got the transmission hooked up with the engine. Everything's bolted down. We got the flywheel bolts in there. A lot of progress. Next thing we do is got to replace the wire harness. We're going to reuse the original one. So we got to take this one off, take the manifold off, and then put all accessories back on. It's a lot of little tedious work we got to do, and then we'll be ready to put under the engine, lower it on there, and hopefully be done. So let's continue working. Alright, so there we have it. We got the wire harness put on, we got the intake manifold put on, the AC compressor, the alternator, the belt, the exhaust in the back. Everything's looking good. So let's push this under the engine, under the body, and put it in. Alright, so we got the subframe bolted down. It's looking good. Now we can do the exhaust, we can do the drive shaft, we can do all the suspension, and then we'll lower it down and do the rest of the stuff. So let's keep working. All right, so there we have it. We got the engine installed. We got all the fuel. We got the fuel line, transmission line, and then we got a lot of the wiring, AC lines, battery cables, a lot of stuff. So let's put a jump box to it and see what it does. Look at that, it actually started, so that's really good. We did check the oil, so it's got engine oil in there. We haven't put coolant in there, AC. The transmission's good because nothing leaked out except the differential. But well, on the third try, it just spun over, so let's try it again. All right, that's great news.
All right, guys, and there we go. Got all the fluids from the store. We got transmission, we got oil, engine oil, and transfer case. So let's go ahead and get everything swapped over, cleaned out, brand new, going good. All right, let's go ahead and start it up. Got my oils in there. Let's double check it. All right, guys, so oil level is good. We're gonna go ahead and let it run, make sure it warms up nicely, make sure nothing's leaking before we put the tires on and hit the road. right, guys, this thing is actually driving really smooth. I didn't hear anything loose. Power's there. Obviously, we still have to scan it, check engine, all those codes, got to clear them since everything goes unplugged, everything like that. But I'm really happy with it. Wow, it was like an overnight engine swap.
I mean, like what, day and a half?
Maybe a day and a half, yeah. Basically where we wanted to be when we first bought it, because we know it's going to have a flooded, blown up motor. So we still have to strip it, take it all apart, because it's still a flooded title, make sure there's no water inside. But honestly, I'm really happy how it turned out. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. Like I said, I was happy that it spun over. We were able to take that motor apart from the transmission. A lot of work, definitely a dirty job, but hey, we got it done. Let us know what you guys think about it. Was it worth it? Was it not worth it? I mean, like I said, it's definitely a gamble getting any flooded cars. It's crazy how we checked it out instead of blown motor, but it is what it is. Definitely leave the comments below. We love reading you guys' feedback, but thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time.